Can analog mixer do the work of digital mixer, or can the analog mixer do better the work of digital mixer? Hi, my name is Ezekiel. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are doing wonderfully. In today's episode, I'll be walking you through on a demonstration based on the topic concerning analog mixer. Tone is better than digital mixer. Now, let's first talk about the analog console. How does it start in the years back? The improvement of analog console without tone gets improved to 2 tones, 3 parametric EQ, then it improved up to 4 parametric EQ, which is the high, high mid, low mid, and low. Then it's later improved that the high mid has a sweep control and low mid also have frequency sweep control. Now, if you are talking about the advanced analog console, which has more feature, if you are talking of SSL, API, NIV, Focusrite, and so on and so forth. Now, most of these advanced consoles are basically used in the studio because times are changing that even on analog console, things have been redefined. The designing of the analog console from the inductor, transformer, transistor back to op-amp, which is also known as IC, integrated circuit system. The basic common analog console out there doesn't have a low pass filter, doesn't have high pass filter in their console. Now, when you talk of the features workflow of the analog console, if you take such analog console to the gig out there without having the numbers of out gears to complement for your mix, if you are mixing the source that has rumbleness in the frequency, then it's going to be more difficult for you because the only option that you have is to boost, leave, or cut that frequency. You don't have the advantage of filtering the particular frequency, now develop or build that particular frequency or build the mix, which we have in the digital console. Now, if you are talking about that, even with the advanced analog console that the legend mixing engineers, they are using in the studio, if you are going to compete that such analog console with the advanced digital console, then we are going to talk about a lot because most of the analog console our own compressor gate to do the features. The later on nowadays, the so-called few of the analog console that has maximum features are basically one knob compressor, which is complementing like Yamaha GMP 32X and Behringer 24 channel that has compressor and digital processor like that complement for the mix. Yeah, they're sounding good. They are still fine. If you want to compare that with the list of digital mixer that has a full band parametric EQ, full spectrum from 20 Hz to 20 kHz compared to analog that is limited to 50 Hz to 10 kHz or 12 kHz, which doesn't have any filter to clean up your mix on the high and the low. Now, let me go back to talk a bit about the list of the digital mixer that can give me the features of the full band parametric EQ, simple, nice, standard, advanced gate with a compressor, even with a plugin that I'm going to be using, which it is not available on any analog console, no matter how great it is, except for the external hardware to complement for the mix. Now, if you want to talk about the workflow of digital console, I can copy from one channel strip to another, to another, to another, to another. Now, compared to analog console, a fine analog console have a very easy way. You can see your 32 channel strip or 48 channel strip. You can see everything and do your mix. Mind you, if you get late to the occasion or event, you can do a quick or fast mix no matter what. Like you can copy, but on analog console, you can do that. Now, if you want to talk about that, I can have a 40 channels analog console, big and huge, taking it to every show that I'm going from here down there. But I can have a small compact digital console, which can serve me up to 32, 42, or 48 channel with full standard engineering tools. For me to do my mix, talking of multi-track on same console and other features that I can do a nice mix. If you listen to some of the mix that I've done, I put online, so many people do ask me, is it a multi-track or not? But the mix is basically on M32, X32, and listen to the mix compared to some of the analog console. No matter how great the tone is of the analog console, I can achieve or can give me what I earn from that. Now, if you are talking of the ruggedness and the flexibility, the technology of nowadays has gone to that. What is going on? I'm a person that I love updating, upgrading, and I love technology, improving on that. This is what I'm going to be demonstrating of. On my DAW, I have API 55A series and API 55B series, which represent the analog console that has basically 3-band EQ and the one that has basically a 4-band EQ with the sweepable frequency control to do this demonstration. Then on the DAW, I have digital EQ that I'm quickly going to do the mix to demonstrate the representative of digital console and the representative of analog console. So we're going to weigh the two together, and at the end of this video you are going to do the judgment of what analog console can achieve and what digital console can achieve. I want to appreciate everyone that have contributed to this channel one way or the other by watching this video, like, comment, and your subscription. So I want to encourage you, if you enjoy the content that I'm creating, please like the video, thumb up for me for YouTube algorithm to spread this video more, and subscribe to this channel so that you can receive notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you so much for doing this. Now let me go properly into this demonstration. Let's see what the outcome of these two. Now my first demonstration is going to be on API 550A. You can see what is going on here. I tried to boost 5K up to 12 dB, and I tried to alternate 800 for me to be able to hear some frequency response on the bass guitar from the high mid up to the high. Then this EQ is basically shelf EQ. I tried to use the feature on it, which is not supposed to be part of the demonstration because the basic or the common analog EQ doesn't have this feature. But I tried to just try to see what can they give me with the features of the high pass filter and low pass filter that it has on there. Yet the bass guitar still sounding more buzzy and boomy against my desire on the mix. Let's listen to the kick. I'll try to balance the two together, and I'll go on the snare drum. We'll listen to the both. Then I'll do the same thing on the second category, which is the API 550B. These are basically the bass guitar, kick, and the snare. We have listened to the mix, basically 3 band parametric EQ that I have here. So I'm going to be turning off all of this EQ. Then I'll move on to the second category of the EQ. Alright, this is quite interesting, of course. Yes, now you can hear this one that the mix is a bit advanced than the first category, which is API 550A. Now API 550B, which is the advanced EQ that represents the advanced console. Yet I'm still unable to do high pass filter or low pass filter. So I'm unable to do anything. But yes, I still enjoy the mix because a bit details of the mix will be able to achieve something from that one, and I'm able to do some cutting out unwanted frequency and still have something sound better compared to the first one. Now I'll be demonstrating on the digital equalizer, which is representing the digital console. All right, you could hear from the first category of the analog console back to the second category of the a bit advanced analog console, now back to the digital console that I'm able to utilize full frequency spectrum of the each channel stripping equalizer kind of vintage EQ that you can do on that. So this is the demonstration that I'm doing here, and take a look at the compression section, which I'm not satisfied enough with the grip of the old drum kit, despite that I have not done anything about on the drum bus or the master mix bus, but just about the each channel strip that I'm working on. Now take a look at this one. When I was working on the kick, I was able to sweep the high frequency down to 100 hertz, even beyond that, which is very, very hard on most of the analog console. Take a look at the high pass filter and look at the low pass filter, which I have done here, and how much I'm able to sweep and expand the bell and the slope on the parametric EQ here. The same thing applies to the bass guitar. So, and take a look at this one, how I'm able to narrow the curve of the particular frequency to punch out the frequency that I still need on the high mid, which is somehow hard on to do that, except if I want to boost the high mid, it's rather do the wide bell on that section. Now I'll play this one, I'll switch to the H category to hear what the analog console mix does, the advanced one, and digital console mix, what it does for us. Before I round up, so I'm playing from the second category now, so that it won't be like I'm cheating. I'm gonna try to make sure the mix is still tight. Because of the time, I may not be able to go into the first category. So let's listen to this one. This is not more than this one. Now, except for the few, most of the common analog mixer that has a graphic EQ that you might be able to do some stuff on that one. Let me quickly demonstrate that. Let me see if I can have API graphic EQ to just so let's assume some of the common inexpensive analog console that has graphic EQ. Let's see what I can complement on this one. This is absolutely fine. I love what I'm hearing. I enjoy the fatness because I'm unable to filter some rumbleness from the low end and on the high end. Nevertheless, I still enjoy what I'm hearing and what I'm doing. So now I'm going to be comparing this one with the second category, which is a bit advanced of the analog console, with the digital console. Let's turn on this one. Then off the camera, I have done some complementation on the digital console, which I have done some mix, the compression, and also done the EQ on the master mix bus. Alright, so this is where I'll be stopping because this is already a long video just because I'm explaining and I'm showing the difference between the analog console and digital console. Now take a look at the digital console, which I have done the mix. After the master mix bus, which I was talking about now, because I have rolled off up to 55 hertz on the low frequency for the bass guitar, because I already have a boost on the master mix bus for the low end to complement the general mix, and I also compensate for the high end to make the mix so tight then with the compressor that I added on the master mix bus compared with the analog mix. So this is where I'll be stopping for now. If you really enjoyed this video, please thumb up for me for YouTube algorithm, and if you're new to this channel, please subscribe and click all the notification buttons so you'll be aware whenever I upload any new video. Thank you so much for taking your time to watch this video. See you on the next time. Bye.